Hey guys, we've just had a major winter event here in the Portland, Oregon area. You would never know it. I'm inside my studio right now, but I'm going to take you outside for a walk in this extreme winter weather. So if you're thinking about moving to Portland and you're worried about the winters, well, this is as wintry as it gets. Are you ready? Let's go. Okay. Let's head out. I don't know if I'm going to regret this, but we are going out into the winter storm. Very refreshing. As you can see all around my house, we are officially snowed in. So in Portland, this is what it's like to be snowed in. I shoveled the walkway here, as you can see, coming all the way up, and half of the front door. And believe it or not, I'd ordered something on Amazon, some hose bibs so they wouldn't freeze. It didn't make it here in time before all the snow came, which was like basically late Friday night. Then lo and behold, on Sunday, everything, mind you, is still totally iced over. And I got a notification that Amazon had dropped off the package. I mean, those guys will go through anything. Hey, and if you're looking to make a move here, go ahead and reach out. My information's right down there below. I'm a local real estate agent. I haven't been able to leave my house yet. Some neighbors actually were able to leave yesterday and get out. He's got like a big 4x4 truck. But if you have all-wheel drive, you can pretty much get out and about and around. I live in Lake Oswego, and so in this area is very steep. My driveway is very steep and it's very hilly around here. And you can just see up here, up my street, I mean, it's pretty steep. You know, we're not really built for snow and ice, so when it snows and ices around here, everything pretty much just shuts down. So this pretty much happened Saturday. Today is actually Tuesday, so schools, schools were closed today, and I expect they'll probably be closed tomorrow too. And so what happened here, it doesn't snow a ton, but it's pretty icy here, so bear with me for a second as I try to navigate and walk through this. So you can hear the crunch on the snow just as I'm walking here. So basically what happened was we got a bunch of snow on Saturday, and then on Sunday it all froze. And so now it's like this hard crust layer on top. And it's this big cold snap that we've had since it snowed. And it hasn't been above freezing. It's been like in the high teens and in the 20s, basically since Saturday morning. It's very, very rare for us to have this kind of storm here in the winter. So this is an extreme winter event. It was actually declared a state of emergency in the city of Lake Oswego because they had over like 100 downed trees in and around the neighborhoods, and about 20 houses got damaged because of these trees. And it was really because there was such heavy winds. It was like gale force winds that blew through here, and that's part of this Arctic storm that came down from the northeast. A lot of people all around, not just Lake Oswego, but also in Portland, were without power. You know, tens of thousands of customers were without power, and people started steadily, getting their power back. But there's still, from that Saturday to today on Tuesday, there's still some people without power. But most people do have power back, but there are these little clusters where the city's still trying to restore power, where like trees took out power lines and things like that, where some areas were just hit a lot worse than others. For some reason, we were fortunate enough, we never lost power through this whole winter storm, but wanted to be able to show you guys, this is what a winter storm can be like here in Portland. And we can get these freak snow and ice storms, can happen. So it's really good to be prepared for it. Now, it's not normal, it's not usual. Last winter, we didn't have anything like this, but 2 winters ago, we had this big freak, they called it like a once in a 60-year weather event it was a big ice storm. So that took out a lot of tree limbs, and again, took out power. And we actually lost power for 3 days We got it back for 1 day and lost power for another 3 days right after that. So we ended up going to a hotel. If you do move out here, it may be worth your while to invest in a generator if you live in an area with a lot of trees in Portland. Now, if you live in East Portland or Northeast Portland or South Portland, then you probably are going to be okay. Probably not going to have as many power outages. But if you live on the west side, Southwest Portland, Northwest, or say some of the suburbs like Oswego or Westland, it may be worthwhile to invest in a backup generator. And you can go anywhere from like $1,500 up to like 15 grand, depending on how user-friendly you want it. If you just want to like power your heater, refrigerator, some essentials on up to your whole house. I don't have a generator, but I think it's something we might explore this summer because, you know, even though we didn't lose power this time, we have lost power in the past, and it would be one of those like nice to haves. One of the great things that I do like about here is that it is such a tight-knit community, is that people are all over the different Facebook groups and even our local little neighborhood chat, you know, asking if anybody needed anything. And the community really does pull together. I had a few friends from the local dads group that lost power, so I offered for them to come over if they needed to like warm up or stay over. But luckily, everyone in there has pretty much gotten all their power back. Here we are at the top of my street. Just give you like a little 360 panoramic view here. You know when it's cold, but today it's like 25 degrees right now, 29 degrees. So it doesn't feel as bad as when it was in the teens the last couple days, but it is really quiet. And believe it or not, they declared that there's going to be kind of another major weather event later today, starting later this afternoon around 2 to 3 o'clock with freezing rain. You wouldn't really know it from today. It's like a beautiful day out here. Actually, I hear some kids sledding. Let's see if I can get a little shot of that. But it is beautiful. I mean, just look at the light coming in through here. It might be dangerous and slippery, but it is beautiful. So hopefully all this should be melted by Wednesday afternoon. They say it's supposed to then, the temperatures jump up from, you know, below freezing to Wednesday late morning. It's supposed to get back up to about 44 degrees, high 40s, which is pretty amazing. And just kind of shows you, hey, the normal temperature for right now is like that 44 to 49 degrees is the average high here in January. So this really paints you the picture of how crazy this weather is to be below freezing. I mean, there is not a soul out. You know, here we are on a Tuesday. You know, people should be driving all around here, and everybody is just, you know, hanging out at home. And here, let me throw up a little bit of the footage of me walking around last year, talking about the winter weather and what you can expect. And you can see, hey, it was like a nice sunny day when I was shooting this last year, but just goes to show you that you never really know what you're gonna get with the winter weather here. You know, the kids love it, getting snow and stuff, but this was a little too extreme because it got so cold. Usually you get some like powder snow, you might get a couple of inches, and it's fun for the kids to play in, but this is so icy, it's so thick and slick that if it hasn't been broken up already, it just kind of really crusts over, because we've had 3 days below freezing, and it was a high wind as well. And here comes somebody in a Jeep. So, and here's another reason why you want to have all-wheel drive if you live in the Pacific Northwest, is for events like this. You know, you don't even need to have necessarily four-wheel drive, but if you have an all-wheel drive car, I highly recommend just being able to get around Pacific Northwest, just, you know, dealing with the rain, the hills. You know, we do have snow if you want to go up and go skiing. Your car is better prepared. I've seen a lot of cars at the bottom of my street just skidding out that were just two-wheel drive. They eventually, some of them gave up and some of them got up, they back up, rev it up and get going really fast to get up the hill. So if you don't want to have to deal with that, get a car with all-wheel drive with good all-season tires. That would be my recommendation. So then when these kind of winter weather events happen like this, I think my tongue's getting a little frozen, start to happen, then you're just better prepared for it. Man, it is beautiful today. but hardly anybody out. It's so nice. Just a little bit cold. I think my nose is starting to run here. My face is starting to get a little numb. But yeah, as you can see, I mean, it is just gorgeous. I do like winter weather, but I like it when it's a little bit more powdery, so you can take the kids out and go sledding. It's just a little bit more fun. I've taken the kids out a few times over the last few days, but they just don't last more than, you know, like 10, 15 minutes, and then they just get a little too cold when they come in. Yesterday we did get in some better sledding. So if you're not from Portland and you're gonna be moving here, then this is as extreme as it gets here for the winter weather. And as you can see, the town just really shuts down. If they get snow, that just sticks. You know, until they can plow all the roads, everything really just shuts down. So just expect that. If you have kids in school, the schools will never tell you until like the night before, the next day, but just plan on it. If there's still snow on the ground on the streets like you can see out here, you just know they're gonna cancel school. So I already know there's not gonna be school tomorrow. Hopefully Thursday and Friday, but until these roads get cleared and everybody has power, there's not gonna be any school. Well, I hope this gives you just a little bit of insight, showing you what the extreme winter weather is like right here in Portland. And if you guys have any questions or you're thinking about a move, go ahead and reach out. My information's right down there in the description area. Shoot me a text, send me an email. I'd love to connect, set up a Zoom. We can do a buyer consultation, or if you're looking to sell, give me a call and I'll come by and check it out. And if you enjoyed this video, stay tuned and watch the next video coming up right now.